might as well call me the moon because my pores are looking like craters right now. But luckily, Milani came out with this blur out primer, so let's try it. When I saw this, I was a little scared because primers that look like this are usually doughy and they leave a lot of residue behind, and they also peel under my makeup. But this one's actually really light and hydrating. I'm only going to put it on one side of my face, and we're going to do an 8-hour wear test so we can see if it makes a difference. So the left side has primer and the right side doesn't. I don't think it makes that big of a difference. It might be slightly more matte, but the pores look the same. And looking at their imagery, it looks like it didn't make much of a difference on the model either. As for foundation, I'm using their Conceal and Perfect Skin Tint Stick. It has an airtight cap and is telling you to put it back on every time you use it. That tells me there's volatile compounds in it and that it would dry out if you leave the cap off. I'm using shade 4 and I was surprised how creamy and pigmented it is. This is the before and after. It looks a little yellow, but I took this photo at work and you can see the shade match is actually pretty good. Because the formula is so creamy, it was really easy to blend out with a brush, and I really appreciate fuss-free products like this. This is the whole face done, left side with primer and right side without. Honestly, I don't see a big difference. Adding some Milani cream bronzer, I love how natural this looks, and I'm using the F220 brush. Adding some of the cream blush, these are just as good as the Patrick Ta ones. I mean, they look airbrushed and they're super pigmented. This is before powder and I'm loving the finish. It's glowy but not greasy. And we have a visitor, so let's give him some little scritches. This is literally the only reason I pay extra for hard gel at the salon. Moving on to powder, I'm just using a powder puff to set my face. On the left is with powder and on the right is without. I prefer a matte finish, but I think the glowy finish looks really nice too. This is the whole face that's set, and again, I don't think the primer made much of a difference. Lastly, we're finishing with setting spray, and I'll show you what this makeup looks like in 8 hours. Now, unfortunately, I did have to wear an N95 at work because I had to see an isolated patient, and no makeup survives against an N95, which is why you can see my cheeks are kind of patchy. Both sides of my face look the exact same, so I would skip on the primer. But I really enjoyed their new skin tint stick and their new setting powder. What do you guys think? Would you try this routine?